I now have access to Hulu, so let's talk about The Good Doctor. Wow. So I'm 1.5 minutes in and we see a flashback of some pretty violent bullying with absolutely no warning. The fact that there was no warning at all, not even a hint that things were about to get distressing, makes this show difficult to watch. I also want to say that I'm highly confused by this beginning bit. You have to rely on recognizing faces to understand the bullying scene, which a lot of autistic people struggle with, and I'm just generally not following what's happening. I'm not sure if it's me, or if this show isn't designed to be easily understood by autistic people. Next, there's a very overwhelming airport scene that I had to put ear defenders on to watch. I'm sure it's probably meant to highlight his sensory issues, but it's extremely distressing to me. He's stimming to tolerate it. And then a kid gets severely injured, again with no warning at all. We then cut to a scene where someone is explaining autism, incorrectly, with a very deficit-centered approach. We do not have difficulty in communicating and using language and abstract concepts. We have differences in communicating and using language and abstract concepts. They then go on to describe the main character as being not Rain Man, high-functioning, capable of living on his own, and capable of managing his own affairs, to justify him being a surgeon. This is gross. He's not inherently better at being a surgeon, because he can live on his own. His functioning doesn't have anything to do with being a surgeon. He's capable of being a surgeon, because he has the knowledge to be a surgeon. This part genuinely makes me feel bad about myself. I am not capable of living on my own at the moment, and I might never be. I don't look like him. I don't act like him. This part of the show makes me feel lesser, because I'm not like the main character. This is why functioning labels are harmful. Because their usage makes people feel less than and less valuable, and makes other people feel like they don't deserve help. These people are questioning hiring the main character, because he is autistic. That's the only reason. This highlights the job discrimination autistic people face. The man defending him says, yes, he has autism, but he also has savant syndrome, like the only autistic people worthy of being considered for a job they're capable of are autistics who are savants. Later, we get a flashback of Sean, the main character's parents arguing about him like he isn't there, talking about how he doesn't act like a normal human being and that his school can't handle him, and I don't blame them. I get that they're trying to showcase the trauma he's endured because he's autistic, but it makes it really hard for me to watch as an autistic person. I feel like what's being said is directed at me, and by it being on TV, it feels like anyone who's said something like that to or about me is justified. I think there are better ways to do this. His father hits him, and kills his pet rabbit. A man now is essentially claiming that autistic people don't feel sympathy or empathy. Some of us might lack empathy, but that doesn't mean we don't have sympathy or compassion. This plays into the stereotype that autistic people don't care. The man who is defending Sean then basically says that they should hire Sean because it makes them better people. I agree with most of his speech, but not this claim. You aren't a good person for hiring a disabled person. That's the bare minimum. That shouldn't be celebrated because it shouldn't be a problem to begin with. Multiple people call Sean weird. This is kind of a minor thing to an outside observer, but I really hate when people call autistic people weird. That was the way I was labeled before I got my diagnosis. Sean has a comfort item, a toy knife. It means a lot to me that they're showing comfort items on TV, especially more childish ones. That can help normalize them. Overall, I think this is a bad portrayal of autism, but it's not the worst I've seen. On a scale from 1-10, 1 being the worst and 10 being Julia from Sesame Street, if they never partnered with Autism Speaks, I would give this a 5. There's a lot of bad stuff in here, but I do think this show could bring more acceptance to autistic people who are savants and look and act like Sean. If you like the videos I make, please like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the bell thing. I make videos whenever I get a chance about autism, being situationally nonverbal, and using AAC. If you have any questions or anything to say, feel free to comment. I love getting comments. If you have any video suggestions or topics you want me to discuss, please let me know.